Hey, what is up, everyone? The LDB is back at it again, coming at you today with another Outriders video, and today I'm going to be showing you my torrential downpour build that makes it easy for you to clear Eye of the Storm by yourself. I mean, it's kind of pathetic how easy this is. As long as you can throw mines at the floor and run in circles, you will definitely get past it. It's that simple. I mean, honestly, I've been loving it, just running Eye of the Storm over and over again. You get that big 75,000 pods at the end, as well as being able to actually pick one of your rewards. So I've basically been min-maxing some builds, and it has been awesome. So as always, I hope you enjoy and find this video helpful. If you do, please do me a huge favor and smash that like button, subscribe for future content if you are new to the channel, and be sure to drop a comment down there below. So let's take a look at this.
Odmehum Erdotor.
Yeah, good talk.
Look Hetaru! Look! Gaktarum! Ihematu! Otrak!
Outrider. My vision is getting worse.
Dar ihe! Packer! Ik matuhum! Kako ik tarik pake!
We don't have time. You need to end this.
Irak! Krator Irak! Ik matu! Mairu Targakma!
The leader is dead. For now.
Janet, do you see anything? I don't think so. But we're still alive, right? I think you stopped it. What the hell was that? How did you bring him back? I don't know. But I could sense the soul of the Pax he once was, trying to break through.
They were Pax before they were Pharaohs. Even in their primal state, they have a far greater understanding of the anomaly than we do. We may have avoided extinction for now. I fear the Pharaohs will never stop trying.
Alright everyone, so I hope you enjoyed that. Now let's check out this class tree really quick, get a few things out of the way, and we'll move on to the good stuff. So pretty straightforward on this. It is an anomaly build, so we're going to want to spec into each and every one of these anomaly nodes. There are actually 7 on this tree, so if we can get them all checked off, that's an extra 70% anomaly power. Gotta love that right there. I mean, those are pretty hard to walk away from. Now as far as cooldowns go, we got 2 nodes. We got one right here, and one over here in the middle, 15% each, equaling to 30% total, and that's really huge for the build because the mines that we're going to be throwing are our main source of damage output. So the faster we can get them back, the faster we can keep spamming them and just cycling through everything, just blowing stuff up. So pretty straightforward on that. Alrighty, so this is about where things get a little bit wild and crazy. I'm really going to do my best to break this all down to you as fast as physically possible, so please just hang out with me for a couple moments. I promise it will be worth it. Now, a lot of you might be wondering, why'd you come all the way up here into Middle Tree just to spec into some extra armor when you could have gone into some skill leech or something like that? Well, this is 20% base armor. You got to think of it that way, base armor. As soon as I put this node on the tree, the armor on my build goes up 20%. And keep that in mind when we take a look at this node right here. Activating ordnance skills increases your armor by 50%. 50 for 15 seconds. So my thinking is if I can get my base armor up an extra 20% real quick, as soon as this kicks in, it's going to be that much stronger. I hope you guys understand where I'm going with that. It's just going to boost it a little bit more, and you're basically going to be a walking tank. Now also take note that this is active for 15 seconds. That's a good chunk of time, and the cooldown on my mines are only 7.5 seconds. So theoretically, I could spam all of my mines twice before this actually goes down. 7.5 plus 7.5 equals 15. Now, obviously, that would be cutting it really close, but my point being is, you guys, that this is going to be going the vast majority of the time, if not the entire time. Just keep this going, and again, you're just a walking tank. And it gets even better when we take a look at this one right here. Activating ordnance skills increases your skill leech by 15% for 7 seconds. So you're going to be getting all that extra armor and then some skill leech on top of it. Gotta love that right there. Now onto this one right here, activating a DK skill like my blighted turret. It increases your anomaly power for you and your allies 30% for 10 seconds. And the blighted turret cooldown is like 4.8 seconds. So again, no reason why this should not be up the entire time. Now, onto the cherry on top, the final node right here. Activating ordnance skills increases anomaly power by 50%. 50% for 10 seconds. On top of the 70% we have on the tree and all of the gear pieces, blah, 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 all that. This is going to boost another 50% for 10 seconds. And again, I keep saying it, but my mines are on that 7.5 second cooldown. This is good for 10 seconds, so no reason why this should not be up the entire time. So that's about it, guys. I hope you understand where I'm going with this and how it's been working for me. So other than that, let's get on to the skills itself. Alrighty, so on to the skills here. I'm going to be using the shrapnel mines, the cryo turret, and the blighted turret. Gotta love that. Dual turrets on this one for freezing, one for toxic. And the cool thing is that I found if you throw them both at the same location, they either stack up on top of each other or they'll be right next to each other. And either way, as long as the range is the same, whoever is going to get frozen is going to get toxic as well, and whoever gets toxic is also going to get frozen. It's like they both kind of pick the same enemy to start hitting, and I've been loving that right there, because once they're frozen, they're just easy pickings, and you can just start throwing these mines at them. 284,000 base damage. After you throw one mine, that goes up to 365,000, I believe it was, and then, you know, can just go up from there. Again, 7.5 second cooldown, 15.2, and 4.8 for the blighted. So overall, we're doing good on cooldowns, and just kind of stack these turrets together and then just start bombarding them with these mines. Gotta love that right there. Alright everyone, so here we go, on to the good stuff. Now as you can see over here, firepower sitting at 82.6k. That kind of hurts my soul even looking at it, because I do like my DPS, but you know what, this anomaly power is definitely going to be making up for it. 183,000 base anomaly power, and after we get a couple of buffs rocking and rolling, we're sitting comfortably between 260 to 300,000 anomaly power. So we'll be doing better than that 183. Now moving on to the health over here, 19.8k, not too bad, and our armor 62.2k. Now, keep an eye on that armor for reasons that I talked about on the class tree, because our weapons are going to help us out even more. Primary weapon and secondary weapon, essentially the same thing. We've got an Anemoy and a Death Shield, both with Fortress and Moaning Winds on it. You know, I know people like to switch it up now and use other variants and things like that, but you know what? After, you know, throwing all these mines and placing these turrets and doing everything strategically, all that, the last thing on my mind is which weapon am I using. So I just basically made the same, you know, two weapons, and it's the Moaning Winds Fortress combo. But Fortress, as you can see, shots increase your current armor and resistance by 5%, stacking up to 3 times. At maximum stacks, the buff is doubled and additionally grants 30% damage increase for 10 seconds. So you're going to get a nice armor boost on top of a nice damage boost. So overall, you know, these two have been working great together. Alrighty, enough chit-chat, blah, blah, blah. Let's get on to these gear pieces, and we'll start right here with the headgear, the Torrential Downpour Goggles. But let's take a look at what we're actually going to get from Torrential Downpour. As you can see down at the bottom, it says Shrapnel creates additional cluster bombs after explosion, each dealing 138,000 anomaly power scaled damage. And that will also scale when, like I said, we get other buffs going. That will definitely be a lot higher than that 138,000. Now, this piece comes with anomaly power, skill life leech, and cooldown reduction on it. We're going to be putting that across the build as much as possible. And I went ahead and put power assimilation on there. Boost your anomaly power by another 11,000 for each elite present on the battlefield. And, you know, that is a big thing for the Eye of the Storm if you're going to be trying to do that solo. There's a couple crawlers, and even if you're at the end boss, you know, he's always out on the battlefield, so you're always going to have at least one elite. Then he calls his buddies for backup, and you know, that gets multiplied by a couple times, and you can see where that actually boosts your anomaly power pretty nice. And then it also comes with more traps on there for the shrapnel. One additional mine can be thrown before triggering a cooldown, so pretty straightforward on that one. Alrighty, so moving on to the upper armor, the Torrential Downpour armor comes with anomaly power, skill life leech, and cooldown reduction, and I went ahead and left trap cluster on there for obvious reasons. Doubles the number of mines that can be thrown before triggering the cooldown. So if you have, say, 2 mines on your build, you can now have 4. If you have 3, now you have 6. If you only had 1, well, now you got 2. Either way, that is crucial for this build. Keep that on there at all costs. I went ahead and put fine-tuned on there to increase the detection and explosion radius by 33%. So they can be that much farther away and they're still going to pop off and blow them up. So gotta love that right there. Okay, so onto the lower armor here. The Torrential Downpour leg armor comes with anomaly power, skill life leech, and cooldown reduction. Gotta love that. And it also comes with the talent Circle of Power already on it that we're going to talk about here in a moment, because I've seen a lot of people roll that off of their build, and I think you're making a huge mistake, but I will explain why. Now, it also comes with the talent More Damage for the shrapnel mines, increases the skill's damage by 119,000. So I just went ahead and left that on there too. I mean, looks pretty good to me. Now let's take a look at this Circle of Power. Boost your resistance by 15% every time you use a skill. And we're going to be using skills a lot. This stacks up 3 times and deteriorates every 7 seconds. So 15 times 3 is 45% resistance. And you might be thinking, well, so what's that going to do? Okay, let's take a look at something really quick here. Take a look at the armor and then go down to resistance. What this is going to do, the protection provided by your gear against anomaly attacks and status damage, which is actually what more or less hurts you. I mean, you got those little green spitter guys that hock loogies at you and it burns you. Even, when the end boss calls in his buddies and they're swinging those blades around, you're getting damaged actually more by the actual bleed or whatever status they're giving you than the actual initial damage, if that makes sense. And right now my resistance is only at 20%, and my physical damage reduction, the protection provided by my armor, is 54.8%. Now, just hang out with me for a second. Let's try something. We're going to go ahead and we're just going to use some skills up. I'm going to go ahead and throw a couple of those. Throw that out there. We'll just, let's just do them all really quick. Whatever. Because it's all the same. And then we go ahead, come back here, and let's take a look now. Now my resistance is sitting at 65%. The protection provided by your gear against anomaly attacks and status damage. So this right here is going to help you out a lot. Our physical damage reduction went up to 63.2%. And then if you remember how the class tree and the armor is going to be scaling, it's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Definitely do not roll off Circle of Power from your lower armor. Just leave it on there. Give it a try. I promise you will be in heaven and just be on God mode. Alrighty, so on to the gloves here. Nothing too crazy, just some purple gloves that look like the Torrential Downpour gloves. Comes with anomaly power, status power, cooldown reduction, and the talent supplies for the shrapnel mines. 1 additional mine can be thrown before triggering a cooldown. I went ahead and put Captain Hunter on there, increases damage against elites by 25%, and other than that, pretty straightforward. Alright everyone, so here we go. On to the final piece of gear, the foot gear. Nothing crazy, just some purple boots that look like the Torrential Downpour boots. Comes with anomaly power, cooldown reduction, and healing received on them. I went ahead and put Euthanizer on there. Deal 25% more damage against enemies afflicted by toxic. Now in my head it was a toss-up between Euthanizer and Shatter. Shatter deals 25% more damage against enemies that are frozen, since I am using the Cryo Turret. Now what I noticed is that the Cryo Turret obviously has a much longer cooldown than the Blighted Turret that is going to be dealing the toxic. It's actually about 3 times as long as the Blighted Turret, so I figured the Blighted Turret's going to be out more often, be available more often, so I'm just going to be using that and try to get the extra 25% more damage up. And then I got lucky and was able to pair it with Untamed Power. Using skills deals 54,900 damage to enemies within a 5-meter radius around you. So every time you use a skill, 54,000 just blows up from your feet. Gotta love that. It's awesome when they rush you, and there's a lot of them real close to you, and you drop a mine at your feet. It kind of hits them with the Untamed Power, sets them back a little bit, and then the mine goes off in their face. Gotta love that right there. So other than that, guys, that's about it. I hope you understand where I'm going with this and found it helpful. If you did, please do me a huge favor and smash that like button. Subscribe for future content if you are new to the channel, and feel free to drop a comment down there below. So until next time, guys, I hope you take it easy. I will see you then. Later.